How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, welcome, one and all. Get fucked, nanas.
Bring it on down with a crash. I'll track some of that last gas. Truth in the spotlight, you can't hide from that. This is Knightmare Show. Get clapped, get tapped. Anyone can hit this track. Knightmare with the drums. Knightmare in the back. Mask up, my God. Anyone can hit this track. Hey. Something feels off, smile too stiff on the scenes pop. Knightmare wanna back slow, freeze on the face, let the crowd know. Nightmare to last, run that tape. Cut to the past of the life they shape. You played up part to the pain off late. Now the joke hits harder, you burn my brain. Guess this is Knightmare Show. Get clapped, get tapped. Anyone can hit this track. Knightmare with the drums. Knightmare in the back, mask up, my God. Anyone can hit this track. Defeat forgot your name, but every clip's a little flame. You lit the match, now feel that rain. From every scream they chant the same.
Say it with me. I asked you what the breakdown is here. Quack. I guess it's speak to it. It can be whatever the fuck I want to be. Quack, baby. Anyone.
Anyone can hit this track. Knightmare with the drums. Knightmare in the back. Mask off, my God. Anyone can catch a slap. Whoa. Anyone can hit the track. Whoa. Flash joy in the smoke. Names on the screen. You can be the judge. You can be the main. Get tapped, get clapped, hear the crowd react. Once you step on stage, anyone can hit this track.
Ooh. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LOL. Oh my God, force of habit. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was Fight Club. Welcome to the Knightmare Show. Whoa. I can't, bro, that was on guard out of habit there. That's crazy. Welcome to here, where you guys are. Here, as opposed to being elsewhere, I guess. Whoa. I get timeout, dude. All right, I'll be back in literally a minute. I'm putting myself on an 1 minute timeout for breaking the cardinal rule, dude, of no Fight Club. I can't believe I did that. That's actually insane. Okay, we're gonna have to put myself in a 1 minute timeout. You know what it is, guys. I'll be right back. fuck. I got a lot to learn from the situation. I can't believe I fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to here, where you are here. How's here doing? Here's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I had to do a little bit of a rewind on that fucking bitch because I low-key kind of fucked up pretty bad there with some old school habits kicking in. You know? He could have said history next. Not to be fair, look, when it comes to the music, I was also punishing myself because I had my in-ear monitors in, so I also had to listen to it. Welcome to the Knightmare show where anyone can catch a slap, including you, fucker. That's what I'm talking about. We do need a name for here, but I feel like welcome to the Knightmare show sounds fucking cringe. Welcome to the show that is Knightmare. Now, I prefer here. Welcome to here. Here's pretty cool. It's kind of based. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty chill. It's a lot of people that are here right now. Fuck yeah, dude. No, I have learned better that you're very, very much correct. Is not to make the fuck ups. Welcome, everyone, by the way. I appreciate you guys. Obviously, you're here for the drama and my theories on the situation. I got you. The land of nightmares. Oh, see, Natalia, if I say that, it's like, if someone else says it, it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of edgy. If I say, welcome to the land of nightmares, you're going to look at me and be like, damn, this guy needs to stop taking Tylenol. You know what I mean? Welcome to your nightmares. Now, see, you don't ring well. Welcome to the Himalayas. See, if I was called Himalayas, that would be based. What up, Neverender? How we doing there, buddy boy? Yeah, if I was like called Himalayas, best believe we'd have a sick intro, you know? I'd get the fucking abominable snowman up and all that shit. That'd be fucking pang, dude. Calling 1930. I don't know if I want to use any of those particular dates there, sir. Who screams in a girly voice when a scary game... well, it's not scary game time, is it? Let's cut that shit, River. Not scary game time right now. Right now, we're getting into some fucking... good old-fashioned cup of tea, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the tea. Has everyone got their tea ready for this shit? Give me the money link. Nanas, I don't know if I want you to have the money link. I'll be honest with you. You've been kind of moving wild today. I don't know. I also don't have it right now. I'd have to go get it, pull it up, copy and paste, and pull up the channel. You know? Welcome to here, population. Awesome. Hell yeah. Been saying you need to stop. You need to stop taking Tylenol. Okay, everyone's got it. I'll pin it. Thank you, Avi. Appreciate that. Right, guys. It's nice to start these streams just having a bit of banter. You know, I love that kind of stuff. You know, it's kind of fun. But we do have to get in some nitty gritty stories right here. Because if it's one thing you know I love, is when washed up YouTubers reach out their cloven hooves in desperation to grasp at any stroke of relevancy. Talk about crawling out of the pit of irrelevancy and back into societal's clutchy, warm, somber hands, where they can be cradled in the arms of success. McJuggerNuggets, also known as Jesse, not to be confused with Heisenberg from that TV series I've never watched. He is very much like Icarus with his story of trying to get relevancy. Except he shot too close to the sun. Oh, God.
Naz donated $5. Thank you for asking me how my day was, Knightmare.
Of course,
it was
man.
insane. A lot of the kids at work needed excessive behavioral support, and I was the only tier high enough to support all of them. Then I joined a fuck-ass Discord call and got bullied by a Welshman.
You know, there's some nasty Welsh people out there, dude. It's a good thing that you have a good Welsh ear at home. I appreciate that. But thank you for the five. It's very kind of you. You know I got your back. What up, you? Kimberly, welcome. Night Strike, Katie Berg, Sancha, everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for popping in. And to everyone else, all our non-chatters, all our audio listeners as well, thank you so much. I hope you've had a good day. So back to the story, right? Jesse decided, I'm going to sound a bit fucking funny. I'm going to say that Jesse decided to allegedly create a story or make a situation public in a way to grasp at relevancy and get people hooked on what he's doing. And there's a there's a reason why I'm saying allegedly that he created this story and not that it's real. And I want to get into it with you, but once I get into it, it's just my theory. It's not factual. I don't have 100% certainty. I don't have 50% certainty. It's all up in the air based on how his behavior is, how he's known as a YouTuber, what I know of him as a viewer to a YouTuber, and off the information I've seen. Okay? That in no way means that he is doing this. This is just a theory. But we are going to cover the story as well. So, as you guys know, about 2 months ago, Jesse made it public that him and his wife were pregnant with a child. And they didn't have any information. They explicitly said many, many times that they don't have any information. So, I don't just want to, I don't just want to, fucking just say like, oh, hey there, yeah. There we go. We get this video up. Ready? I don't just want to say like, oh, he's done this, he's done this. I want to show you the clips as well. Okay, so we got this video here, and this is McJuggerNuggets' personal channel, like a little side vlog channel, where it's just his full name. We're just gonna watch this, and this is where he made the first announcement.
Okay. It's Roll Pound McJuggerNuggets here, and we're having a baby! Yay!
Yay!
We just got married, it feels like.
Yeah, I feel like we just sat down and did this type of thing.
Just yesterday, you were sitting on the couch in this room, and I was introing you to the channel.
That was so sweet.
And now, Juggies, the fateful day has come. We're introducing a new member to the family.
No way!
Little Jesse.
Little bit. Well, we don't know if it's
we don't know the gender. We don't know anything. What do you say we check?
We don't know the gender. We don't know anything. Just hold this information in your head for me, please. But this is when they announced it, all right? So the date of this stream was 29th of March, 2026, okay? Now we're going to go to the timestamp I have here, which is, what is it, 1912? There's always a reason why I have these. Okay, so this is them talking about.
Most of you guys have been following me for over 10 years now, and
emotional piece
you're about to watch us become parents.
You're gonna be mom and dad.
Crazy life flies before your eyes. Love you, Juggies, to death. Don't forget to keep it rigid.
So that's his nice little outro that he does. A nice little emotional moment. They're super happy.
No, not a puppy this time.
All right, they're super happy. They got this emotional feeling. All right, but as you to anyone who does know Jesse or McJuggerNuggets, he's done a lot of satirical content. It's all like scripted content, like the Psycho Dad series, where his dad's going nuts, breaking his Xbox and etc. as a disobedient teen that's mouthing off the Thanksgiving table, and his dad kicks off and says he's not part of the family. It's all scripted, like random bullshit, right? That's very much the generation of YouTube he's raised from. Very much kind of like kid behind the cameras type of content with Angry Grandpa. But with his, straight, but it's a little bit... No, it's not even different, to be honest. It's exactly the fucking same. It is exactly the same. Just different accents of the parents, to be honest with you. But that's the kind of content that they grew up doing, right? So, again, they've announced this. They made it public. At this point, I believe they said it would have been, 5 months? So this would have been about 3 months is when they've made it public now, right? 3 months she would have supposedly been pregnant, okay? I'm just getting this like information iced out for you. So are we all clued in so far? Because I want to make sure you understand, because you need to understand all the details to understand my theory of this shit, okay? Because this is where shit's about to get a little bit fucking sideways.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? That's crazy, dude. All right. 1419. Yes, please. So, this video that we're about to watch here, a little clip from this, is again his little vlog channel. All right. And it was posted on the 22nd of April. So less than a month later. All right. I'm glad you guys are nodding on, by the way. I feel the nods. Thank you. And this is where they announced that there's a chance there could be complications. All right. So let's just listen to what they have to say here.
I mean, it is what it is. Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jeffrey said, and maybe you could speak to this, but there's a Down syndrome chance for the baby, but it's like 95 out of 100% chance.
Now, notice the dates. This would have been the 22nd of April, right? So that would have been 4 months into it. Okay? 4 months into this storyline. Well, not storyline, sorry. Alleged storyline, in my opinion. But 4 months into this situation of her being pregnant, they find news that there might be a chance that their child has Down syndrome. And it's a 95% chance, which is a very, very solid figure to give for genetic stats. And again, I'm not saying this a lie or anything, but what I understand about genetics from what I studied in university, to put it to such a blank number is kind of bold when you're looking at stats like that. If you look at like dark hair, blonde, blue eyes, brown eyes, then yeah, there's actual like solid percentage chances, apart from when you get anomalies like, you know, certain parents might have green eyes, etc. But if you have two parents with brown eyes, then it's, you know, it's like an actual solid figure, very typically, right? This is why I'm saying the music, listen to it now, right? Listen to the way they've announced it, the way they brought it up, the emotional attachment we're bringing to the content for the viewers. Why is this story a problem? Well, it's not I think it's a problem. I just want to dissect this. So we need to understand, right? But again, a very solid number, which I found quite interesting. Now, I'm going to play another video, okay? And this is where
It is a dark.
they announce the results. Okay? Which is a little bit fucking crazy, to be fair. So strap in for this one, guys. It's going to be interesting.
Go. And we looked at the NT, or the nuchal translucency or something. Basically, there's this like thin line on the ultrasound that denotes sometimes if the baby is more likely to have Down syndrome or not. Facial features, the bones, that NT looked normal, was within normal range. So we were like pretty happy about that. We did the amniocentesis just a couple days ago, and it was pretty extreme. They did injections into her stomach area. They stuck a big needle right into one side, and the baby actually rolled over into the needle. It was terrifying. They then had to do a whole nother injection.
It was painful.
But thank you guys for all the support, and
Yes.
I think we could be about to find out right now.
I know, I'm already crying and I don't know why.
When they did the amnio, they do it ultrasound guided. It's now a month later from our other ultrasound. This ultrasound, everything looked normal.
I just want to comment. Why? Okay. Now, I understand YouTubers living in like a sort of, especially these YouTubers that vlog their daily lives. I understand like wanting to make content for the people as a part of their real lives, you know, because you feel like you get to know them and stuff. Why would you not look at something as you would consider a medical crisis in private first and discuss it, but you're going to blindly look at it in like on a video that you're going to share to the people? You know? Many questions.
Normal.
And
Everything
they
looked
said,
healthy.
They said everything looked normal. That's just not us just saying it.
Yes.
They said everything looked normal.
Also, one of the nurses said they have been seeing a handful of false positives from
Yeah.
these tests. So there's another.
Oh my god.
This could be it. I don't know.
A text conveniently happening
Dang.
in the middle of what they were talking
She
about.
doesn't have.
So we tried hitting up her doctor, all this crazy stuff.
I don't
Turns
know, dude.
out the hospital just sends all their stuff to LabCorp. I'm quite familiar with because I've been doing a lot of testing myself through there. Can I get props though?
Change anything.
I gotta get props for that. I mean, come on.
Are you ready?
I guess this is where we're doing it.
Go on.
Right
What's your
where the
results, sir?
Prostitutes bled.
Hoping for good luck, just like we did at the casino.
I'm scared. Please, please.
Yeah, make sure you make enough eye
I'm scared
contact.
to hit it.
Eye
To be
contact with
honest,
the
I'm
camera.
very
God,
scared.
can you hit it?
So I don't know what. I guess we want to see negative.
Snow Vixen,
That's
you're
a
absolutely
good
right. There's a
thing.
lot of
Like, I'm
things to
assuming it'll
dissect
be
here.
trisomy 21 again, right? I mean, I don't know. No matter what happens, it'll be okay. We'll get through it. I know it'll be hard if it's
I
bad.
know. I just hope this nightmare's over.
Here we go. That's all we're gonna see the
Alright.
result. I have to download the official report. Abnormal insight result. Consistent with trisomy 21. No.
What is it? Wait.
So the results come in,
No.
and that's his reaction.
I can't see it.
It says abnormal insight result. Blah 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 showed 3 chromosome 21 signals consistent with.
I believe she's
trisomy
5 months
21
along
Down
here is when
syndrome.
they said that she was due.
Genetic counseling.
Like,
is
well, they were
recommended.
5 months gone,
Pattern
like.
consistent with trisomy 21.
Now, again, this could be two things, right? And I just want to dissect this again. It could be a situation of how these YouTubers are raised, that like they're raised around the internet, is that they have to make everything public for people to see, and this is just disassociation, sorry, when it comes to trauma with bad things happening. But also, if it's not, why the fuck hasn't he turned the camera off to console his wife, who's just found out some really fucking bad news? You know, and he's got bad news himself. It's something that is life-altering. You know, when you do have a child that has Down syndrome, it is life-altering. The Molyneux's right here, dude, don't worry. Right here. There we go. It is life-altering. You know, it is something you do have to take into serious measures and prepare for, because, you know, if you have someone that's very low function, you are going to have to look after them for the rest of your life, you know? So it is something you do have to, like, look into to consider. So, like, with all those things going for their brain, they've definitely spoken about it. Again, if this is true, like, allegedly, if this isn't, like, a script, then why isn't he turning the camera on? Off, sorry. It's just... Let's do the typical 2012 YouTube hand post.
Hey.
And this is just a fucking sad watch, dude. I don't know why the fuck they'd want us to be content. I don't know why you'd want to make this content. Like, it's just knowledge, you know what I mean? So this is real. It's like, bro, it's like, fucking where are your morals at, dude? So they do speak about what they were going to do.
Feeling. Not the result we wanted to see, guys. I started to get kind of a not good feeling just when the results were sitting here. That's why I didn't want to open them. I started to feel really uncomfortable about it. Just kind of in shock, like, truly. We talked before this, guys, about what would we do if we confronted this scenario. Because this was the more likely scenario. We talked about terminating the pregnancy. Obviously, things could change because this is traumatic, like very traumatic. And I know you guys have been watching this. this is traumatic for the whole community. I think now that we have a definitive result, we'll talk with these counselors and we're gonna have some hard conversations.
Typically, if the initial FISH result shows trisomy 21, the final full karyotype or microarray analysis also confirms it in more than 99% of cases.
It's just all very overwhelming and confusing to navigate. Ashley is almost halfway through this thing. Not saying we forced it, but like the kid seemed healthy, and there's been stories where the kid comes out and is like super functional, and so it's like, I don't know. There's just a lot to digest, and we're not really going to be doing that in this video. We just wanted to let you guys in on what the results were. Where's your head at? Just sad.
It's fucking, bro, again, this could be a situation, and I don't want to rule it out, but this could be like a situation where he's just so disassociated with what he does online and offline that it's one world to him, right? But he's introduced this woman into this world. Obviously, she's got used to it, but for them to like do this, to me, it's just like morally fucked. Because Richie makes a really good point in the chat, by the way. What if they decided to keep him? What if they decided to keep him? Like, there's going to be conversations years from now when he's a fucking young adult or a fucking teen. Oh, by the way, your parents made content about how fucking devastated they were that you had Down syndrome, and they were even contemplating terminating you. You know? What if he was high functional? You know? And it's just certain body languages and the way they're like talking about it. It's just, if you, I know it sounds really stupid, right? And maybe I'm like speaking like fucking retarded here. But if you've watched like old YouTube, this is so like fucking, it's just like nostalgic to watch, if it makes any sense, of how people deal with this shit. But I do have theories, yeah.
It just got way more scarier now.
So they do this now, they get to the end.
Sometimes it's just, we don't know. Guys, I'm gonna kill the camera. Love you, Jays, to death. We'll get through this and let you guys know what shakes down. Keep it rigid, guys.
No. Again, you gonna do a whole YouTube outro when your girl's there crying? He might be right, okay, so when he's like, it's like, I also question him not showing much emotion to it. But then also I understand some, like, it's very typical for a male to be quite reserved because, you know, it's, well, like how society has raised a lot of males of his generation and my generation is like, you know, you're not allowed to show your feelings and stuff. You have to be the man of the house. You have to be a man about it. So that could be another situation as well, you know, but I don't quite get it. This video was posted 12 days ago, by the way. And then, of course, it went fucking viral. It went fucking viral. So then, a lot of people were really upset. I mean, fairly so. Like, the topic of abortion in general is a really touchy subject. You know, there's some people who are pro and anti, et cetera, but I'm not going to get into debates that because I don't, like, honestly, I don't give a fuck about the moral police on that situation. Like, in my opinion, I don't like it, but also it's not my decision to make. A woman has to go through 9 months of carrying, and that child, you know, has to go through the trauma and has to fucking go through the fucking work effort of doing, like, was most definitely the hefty amount of raising that child, you know what I mean? Like, the mothering aspect of fucking raising a child is very significant and important. Don't get me wrong, there are men that have done it perfectly. I'm not against that at all. But me personally, even though I have my feelings on that, I will never ever question someone doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to, because it's like, okay, I understand. You got to make that decision. You got to make that decision. I get it. There's realities to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, Night Strike, what you're saying is exactly correct. It's not about the abortion. It's about the situation around that abortion as well. The reason why they did it, you know, denying said life for the reasoning of they don't know whether this child's going to be high functioning or low functioning. You know, they don't know at all. They just speculated that it's going to be that type of way. And the way that Jesse has spoken about how, like, Down syndrome people are, it's fucking wild, dude. So they do go on TMZ after all the backlash, which another thing that makes me think this shit isn't real, you know, it makes me feel like this is allegedly a script. We'll get into the main things, but I feel like going on TMZ to talk about your trauma, something that's very, very heartbreaking you had to go through as a couple, as a family, to then, you know, to go to like a fucking public, you know, a public forum that will, you know, does news on people's fucking lives and takes advantage of that for their own fucking monetize and gain. I can't help but speculate, are you doing this for your own interests at this point? It almost feels to me as if it comes across as, that if this is real, which allegedly, you know, if it is, then, well, the deed's done. Let's see if we can get some notoriety from it, right? Well, let's go into it. What are you guys thinking so far? What a man will invest just to not wear a condom is crazy. I mean, I've also heard, and it could be wrong, but that the test doesn't mean the kid will have Down syndrome, but there's a chance. Yeah, well, it's a little bit fucking. It's one we can speculate on genetics all we want and stuff like that, but it's a hefty. So they do a full interview with TMZ. We're gonna absolutely watch this and react to it. So
sometimes when you record your lives in real time this way, it can take unexpected turns that can really be emotionally gut-wrenching. And I'm just wondering how you feel about the fact that you now have this all recorded, you've posted it, and it lives with you. I'm wondering what your reaction is about all that.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I've been doing content for 20 years now. For the first half, it was a lot of fictional stuff like series and whatnot. There is an not unexpected, but just a harsh turn in being so vulnerable on camera and sharing it. You know, you open yourself up to scrutiny. And with this topic, you know, we really wanted to let people in on our excitement to be first-time parents. And
which I understand, by the way. I completely get that. I absolutely, completely 100% understand. When you're in the YouTube world, you're excited, like, oh my God, I'm going to be a fucking dad. That's amazing. I get that. It's just some things in my brain, they just aren't adding up.
You know, we're met with the news, and we felt we still needed to be transparent with our audience, and then it's taken on a life of its own outside of our bubble.
And I feel like sharing what we have, you know, thus far is something I will never regret. I don't regret, you know, sharing our truth and our journey to starting a family.
I will say it was really difficult to watch both of you just break down.
These two people gotta be the fakest fucks I've ever met in my life.
The test results. Did you ever think about, you could be transparent in telling your audience, your followers, what the test results were without showing them you actually opening the test results? That was the part that just felt, I felt like it was invasive, like I shouldn't be watching this.
Right?
This pain.
Okay, never mind. This guy's fucking based. He is saying what everyone is thinking. It's like, damn, we shouldn't be a part of this situation where you're finding out whether you're going to basically have a result that may cause you to terminate the fucking potential birth of your child. Why is the audience in on this? This dude is actually a fucking, like, absolutely on point here.
Do like this.
Yeah, that was, we grappled with that.
We did, but if, you know, with this is such
Why can't she look at the camera when she talks?
Common thing that happens.
Like, she's
and I
looking
feel
away.
Like if you were a fly on the wall with anybody receiving any type of news like this, that we reacted the same as everyone else. We just decided to share it.
We really thought it was going to be good, so that's why we were filming it. But then after it turned the way it did, I you know, because I have to upload everything, I throw it in the editor, and I'm just like, is this going to be a net positive or net negative? And I feel
there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Is this going to be a net positive or a net negative? Now, this is him talking about the idea of sending this video of them finding out the results openly on camera, sending it to his editor to be edited down and published. And he's thinking, damn, is it going to be a net positive or a net negative that I, publish this video where my child might have Down syndrome, and I'm going to talk about, the fact that we talked about terminating this birth. Interesting. Interesting to refer to a life as a net positive or net negative. I can't help but fail to see that even if you are in this disconnected fucking world, that you could openly say things like this, knowing that there's people who have genuinely lost their fucking children and it would kill to have the chance to have their birth, but they've lost it due to other unfortunate causes. But you want to see if you have a net positive or a net negative on terminating the birth of a child. Am I bro, what? Was the career going to be negative for his career? Was the video going to be negative for his career or positive? B-Slice, which implies a negative being that he'll lose his money, he'll lose his fucking channel, right? He loses his income, his resource, his career, or is it going to further boost his career? That's what he's saying. That is literally what he's saying. He's not thinking about that child at that point. He's thinking, at the time when I was thinking about sending this to my editor to have it edited down and published, is this going to be a net positive or negative? Is this going to negatively affect my channel if I talk about this stuff? Or are people going to show some support and give me some sympathy bucks? I'm sorry, but that's what my opinion is.
Feel uncomfortable, she's bawling, we're emotional, it's so vulnerable. And then I thought that people aren't showing this ever because it's so hard. And
so you want to be the guys to break the cycle.
But I feel like the world is almost lacking in that vulnerability with
the fuck it is. Actually, it's the exact opposite. I think the internet is too vulnerable these days. I think the internet is engaged in a way in modern society where it allows people to be too open with their lives. This is something that should never be shared to the public because there's some bad actors out there, but also you don't know what's real and what's fake on the internet. And after losing like a fucking child, the last thing you want is people fucking doing this kind of shit to speculate if it's real or fake. But the way you talk about it and the way you engage around the subject makes people think these things. Like, am I fucking wrong? Baby should all be a cash grab. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Death threats and everything. It has been shocking.
Absolutely barely functional.
Close people to us, very judgmental, religious-based, saying we're gonna burn in hell. We deserve to die.
And here we go. This is where the emotional manipulation comes in. Well, guys, the thing is, we had a lot of a lot of harsh criticism put towards us. We were given a lot of death threats. I'm sorry. It's going to sound really unsympathetic. Shit like that is disgusting. It shouldn't happen, right? Obviously, we know this. But you're on the internet, brother. You've been around since YouTube was a thing, almost. He's been doing content for about 16, 17 years? And now he's worried about the criticism and the fucking IRL threats. I think it's a sympathy grab. I think it's a sympathy. I'm sorry. I think it's like, boo-hoo, please feel sorry for fucking me. I thought about a life as a content grab for fucking clicks and views. And now people are upset at me. And some people are going too far, rightfully so. You shouldn't threaten death on anyone. You shouldn't threaten to attack anyone. You shouldn't threaten their families, etc., etc. That shit is fucking wrong. But you've upset a lot of people with the shit you're talking about. It's a touchy subject. And you know it is, because you're not a fucking retard, dude. I
don't deserve to be a mother because of, the decision that we just made.
Yeah, we had a gate installed. I have a gun next to my nightstand because it's getting so ridiculous.
What, because the fucking words on the internet? Brother, I know you've had those words horrifically. I've spoken with, Kid Behind the Camera. I've spoken with Keem about these kind of things where they've got this level of hate. They've had to resort to stuff. You know what I mean? You know what they don't do? They don't use it as a fucking sympathy grab like this when shit like this happens. When things don't go your way, they've never used it like that. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know what to believe personally. It's just some things in my brain just aren't adding up. They just really not. I'm sorry, but they're just not. And like this kind of shit is fucked, dude. I don't like the fact they went to TMZ. We'll look at the data when they went on TMZ, because don't forget, 12 days ago they announced that they were having this abortion, right? That the results were in, and they were like, oh, let's get rid of them, you know?
And they'd be coming to emails, DMs.
Exactly, Uber. Exactly.
You name it. It's been, we've seen the darkest side of humanity through this process.
Hopefully you get pregnant again and everything works out. Are you going to be as transparent this time around as you were last?
Say no, please. At least learn your fucking lesson.
I don't know. I'm still like.
There's no way. There's actually no way she responded with, I don't know. Are you fucking for real? Are you fucking brain dead stupid? Are you brain dead stupid? Do you want to, let's talk about someone who did a pregnancy announcement and spoke about the birth of their child in the right way for media. Look at PewDiePie. You know what I mean? PewDiePie is a prime fucking example. He literally, they announced it like late on. They didn't cover any content around it. They did a little bit of vlogging where they were prepping for stuff, having fun. And then there was the birth. He did a little nice fun vlog about it. That was literally it. Well, no, don't get me wrong. He has his son a part of certain content and stuff like that. But it's nice little family wholesome stuff. He's not making him do stupid stunts and shit like that. It's one of them. The way he fucking did it was perfect. It was the right way to go about it. He didn't involve anyone in any medical problems this child might have, which he might have. We don't know. And do you know what? We shouldn't know, because it's none of our business. And it's not it shouldn't be allowed to be spoken about on the internet. I'm sorry. Like, okay, let's talk about things that should be normalized. Like, you know, if they had a child with Down syndrome, you know, and they spoke about it, if they decided to keep this child and they spoke about it, like, you know, there's some struggles with this, you know? I love that, because that's educational. That's informative. That informs people that this shit is really difficult to deal with. You know, and that's love to me, right? Because that's showing there's a positive outreach where people can look. There might be other parents who are single that have, like, they've just had a child with Down syndrome, and they look to these people and they're like, wow, how are they dealing with it? You know, educational, informative. There's a way to do it, right? If you really want to make that shit content. Not that I don't think you should, not that I think you should, but still, there's a way about it. This ain't it, dude. This actually isn't it.
Living in this. Obviously. So it's definitely something that we'll think about moving forward, but I never not want to be transparent.
Yeah, just how hateful it's become has definitely caused a bit of a shift in our vulnerability, but we want to keep pushing forward and remember,
absolutely, Rogue Panda.
That
We'll get into that in a moment.
People, and you know, for better or worse, the conversation that's being had online is one of the most important topics. You know, everyone wants is part of a family, potentially wants to start one, and this is something that, you know, we're two perfectly normal people. We'd never imagine confronting having a child with Down syndrome, and you don't think it'll happen to you, and then it does, and you like to think you know what you do in that situation, just given the information that you know, but there was so much that we were unaware of and how hard it was.
And I really want to be here to advocate for all the women in my DM.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't get that right. You don't get that right. I'm sorry that you had such a horrific situation happen to you. You had to make the horrific decision you did, which is, by the way, I'm going to say, they're right to do that. It's up to them, right? Do I agree with it personally? No, but it is within their right to do so. How they went about it and how they did it, however, is what I think is fucking distasteful and disgusting. And how they spoke about it is what I think is distasteful and disgusting. That whole reasoning around it is what I find really fucking wrong, personally. And also, again, it is still based off a chance. I don't know. It's such a fucking fucked up moral situation. I don't think there are ever any right answers. The way he speaks about them being about Down syndrome as if they're like a sort of stain on society, though, is fucking gnarly. You know, I think that's fucking gnarly. And they turned into content. Absolutely. Absolutely great. I appreciate you, Grizzly.
And you know, I feel for them, and I see them, and we all relate to each other, and I just want to be that voice for them to say, like, you know, it's scary out there, but like the more that we put ourselves out there and say that this is a normal thing that, you know, we could talk about. And yeah, I just want to help them in any way that I can.
Yeah, Northern Edge, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you, brother. That's the end of the interview, guys. This was published on the 5th of June. 3 days ago. 4 days ago for me, because I've hit it's 1:45 in the morning. 3 days ago, they did this fucking interview. 3 days ago. 12 days ago, they announced it. That they had these results, and they were, you know, getting rid of the child. And then 3 days ago, they decided to go on TMZ to talk about the hate that they've got and how horrific and unsettling it is. Okay. Let's talk about something that Jesse's made a couple of like little points on, you know, abortion and stuff like that. And I'm not too sure if this is a recent stream. I don't know if it got taken down. I couldn't find this stream. But this is something that he had to say on the situation when it comes to abortion, etc.
Yeah, of course I'm glad my dad didn't terminate me. But I'm normal. So, but guys, thank you so much for an amazing stream. Yeah, of course I'm glad my dad
Interesting.
didn't terminate me. But I'm normal.
That's interesting. I'm normal. Okay. He's normal, guys. He's normal. I feel like that was recent. I need to find proof that's recent. It is absolutely recent. He has the exact same hair, dude. That stream was a day or two after this blew up. I fucking knew it. I knew it was that stream. I couldn't find that stream. I knew it was that fucking stream because the wallpaper in the background. I fucking knew it, dude. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. I knew it. I fucking knew it. So there we go. That's what he's saying 2 days after it went viral, right? After this whole situation went viral. It's interesting. Do you want to see something else he said a few days after it all went viral? Do you want to see something else that he said a couple of days after it all went viral? Which leads me to my theory, or a theory.
Oh yeah, forgot about you.
Oh,
Looks like you forgot about Jenny.
I did not. I got her that bandana.
You don't feel bad?
Don't want to forget about Jenny.
I got her that bandana.
Oh, that's sweet.
Jenny.
Oh, there's Jenny.
Extra lovin's.
A beautiful dog, by the way.
You're standing on the baby.
You're not pregnant.
Ah, Crystal, go for it. Yes, please.
No. Dang.
Oh yeah, forgot about you.
Oh,
Where's the replay?
Looks like you forgot about Jenny. Give her extra lovin's.
ow, you're standing on the baby.
You're not pregnant. Can we tell him it's fake yet?
No. Dang.
You're not pregnant. Can we tell him it's fake yet? And yet, Jesse remains confused and perplexed that some people aren't believing the fucking story, dude. All right. So this is a tweet by Jesse on his own Twitter right here. I'm going to pop it up. You guys might not be able to read it, but I will read it for you. So Jesse posted, all right, on June the 8th, so literally earlier today, y'all can't even keep your story straight. It's crazy. Was she 6 months pregnant or 3 months pregnant? 18 weeks or 21 weeks? What is it? A definitive Down syndrome diagnosis? Was it a definitive Down syndrome diagnosis or just suspected? All the info has already been provided by us, but everyone just picks, chooses, or makes shit up to fit their own narrative. As we creep further into the brain rot era of social media, that I can agree with you, sir, people will forget how to even properly think for themselves. Interesting. The conspiracy rabbit hole deepens as people start to question if it was all real or fake. Zooming in on ultrasound pics and my wife's belly, internet detectives putting in overtime only to discover their own tale. And we're the ones with a problem. ... Little slanty face. Well, Jesse, you make an interesting point there. The internet truly has become a brain-rotten society for a lot of people. And you know why, Jesse? Because of people like fucking you. People like you that think this shit is fucking content. Which is fucking mental. And the way that you've reacted to people openly critiquing you for using this to cash each other, because I know you didn't turn the AdSense off. I know you didn't turn that shit off, right? You kept the ads rolling, right? You wanted to make money off that fucking video. Nah, of course, man. Just say it. Just say you're happy you profited off it. Just say it, dude. Let's talk about another tweet that you made a few days ago. And it's that chunky boy right there. It says on June the 5th. I've never seen such hate and vitriol for two people grieving the loss of their unborn child and making an impossible decision. The last 24 hours have exposed a side of humanity that's deeply disturbing, being called murderous pieces of shit, evil, compared to Hitler, and receiving non-stop death threats. No, I don't agree with that kind of stuff, right? Like, I don't think you should be sending death threats. But this is the fucking internet. It happens, unfortunately. And being as an OG as you are, Jesse, I know you've dealt with this before. You know? There are plenty of other people that were from your era of YouTube that have dealt with this in alleyways. You're only now acknowledging it? I wonder why you're only now acknowledging it. Interesting. Seeing my 6-year-old dog with stage 4 kidney disease be used as a weapon, manipulating my words and intent in a tweet, or saying we'll regret this decision forever and must repent to God is absolute insanity. Well, people believe what they believe, brother. You know? People believe what they fucking believe. You know, you can't stop people from believing these kind of things, bro. Like, you know, they're going to formulate their own opinions. If people believe in Christianity, they see it as murder. You know? Do you have to agree with what they're saying? No. But there are going to be people that say these things. Now, I don't like the idea where he has to mention his 6-year-old dog with stage 4 kidney disease being used as a weapon. Nope. Jesse, are you not using that statement as a weapon when you have to clarify it's stage 4, 6 years old, implying they're elderly, so it's even more harmful? I'm not saying that what he's saying is a lie by any means, but are you not weaponizing it yourself in this statement? I think it's interesting. It's interesting that you will talk about the morality of these people attacking you, which, again, I'll agree with you. They shouldn't be doing these things. They shouldn't be sending you death threats. I think it's fucked up. You know, if this story is legit, then, you know, I completely agree with you. You should be left to mourn in peace. However, I don't think mourn in peace is going on, you know, fucking TMZ to give an interview on how hard it's been for you because of the hate you've got. It only draws more eyes and attention to you, which is what I'm starting to think you want. There's no such thing as bad publicity, especially when all you do is satirical. It's a saying I learned, and I'm starting to fucking believe it. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, time that out. Yeah, it's no worries. Yeah, please time that out. But yeah, dude, let's continue the statement, all right? If you ever wanted to marvel at the depravity of people online, just check the replies on my latest tweet. Emotional baiting? It's a shit show of epic proportions. This is reflective of the current world and landscape we're all living in. A world that you're endorsing by making this content. You know one thing we used to say in Fight Club? one thing we used to say in Fight Club is if you've brought something into the public eye, it is open to criticism. It is fair game. You made content out of this entire situation, including your decision to terminate your unborn child. And you're going to throw a fucking tantrum because people have opinions on it? You know what you shouldn't have done? You know what would have stopped those people from giving their opinions on something that would be traumatic for you? You shouldn't have made it content, brother. Let's talk about the statistics of what you do for content. A lot of satirical shit that sometimes borderlines the morality fucking line, right? Which is fair. You're entitled to do that. Some people love it, some people hate it. It is what it is. I used to be a lover of your videos. But you do that, and then you wonder why people don't believe some of the things you say. And then they go back and they find a clip of you talking about the pregnancy not being real. You know, or they look at the content and they hear you refer to the video you posted resulting in, you know, you want to terminate your child as a net positive or net negative as your decision for posting it. Which means to me, positive impact or negative impact on your wallet, your channel, your career. I'm just finding it baffling. Let's keep going, because there's a lot here. What's more troubling is a lot of these people use God or Jesus as their justification for threatening us and wanting to cast us into hell. Seems pretty hypocritical. I do agree. Let only he without sin cast the first stone. But do you know what else, Jesse? Ignorance is fucking bliss. You literally are responding to the hate, expecting the hate to go away. There are people that are genuinely upset with you, that rightfully are upset with you and have their opinions of you. But there's also people that just want to jump on the bandwagon to hate. I agree that when it comes to any situation, I agree with that. You're giving them what they want. You think they're going to die down? Are they going to calm down? Oh, he's responded to us. I'm going to give him a week off. No, they spotted your vulnerability. They're going to double down on you every day, dude. They're literally going to double down on you. What the fuck are you talking about? I got to get a drink, guys. My throat is getting dry as a motherfucker. God damn. Like I've been fucking deep throating this fucking shitty apology, sadness story he's doing. Let's just go. Okay. So many people saying they would have kept the child, put it up for adoption, was suddenly ready to adopt a Down syndrome child. That's great. You can do all those things. However, many of the people throwing stones don't even have children, let alone one with a condition, and most likely will never do things they say they're going to do. How do you know that, dude? There's, for example, the Special Olympics, which has a lot of fucking athletes involved that have made a career out of it. You know, there's people with Down syndrome that have gone to university, studied, got degrees, aced their tests. You're just referring to the low functioning demographic of people with Down syndrome. But you're instinctively like insulting everyone with Down syndrome by saying, you don't know what it's like. What about the ones that high function? What about the ones that look after themselves and do what they need to do? What about the ones that do need a little bit of assistance but still get by day to day doing their thing? Some of you don't know about me. When I was a very, very small child, my mother was originally a cleaner. She used to clean at different sites. And she used to clean a garden centre and a pottery farm. They were right next to each other. It's like an L shape leading from one to the other. And that was owned by a care community centre that took in people who were differently able. So people with like autism, Down syndrome, there's like plethora of like differently able people, right? And they would take them in and teach them how to garden, how to cook, how to clean, and how to do pottery. And they used to do beautiful art pieces. And different levels of the spectrum. Some of them are high function and do their own thing, and some are incredibly low function and need a lot of assistance. And you had the caretakers there that would look after them. They would do a fucking amazing for them. So you saying like, oh yeah, well, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like. It's a lot of fucking work to deal with. But also there's facilities that offer help and assistance and support. Like those facilities, they exist. And they do great. Also, you're not like most other families that have to think about financial situations. I'm sorry to bring that up, but that's also a benefit, like a factor. Like, if you didn't want one because you didn't want one, that's fair, right? I get that. Fair enough. But still, go ahead, Crystal. Say your piece. Go ahead, Crystal. I only, like, we don't mention Fight Club. I only brought up Keem as an example when we were talking about, like, people getting IRL threats and stuff. And I've communicated with, like, obviously big-time YouTubers who have had massive amounts of experience in this stuff. And that's why I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this because this is relevant. This Down syndrome YouTuber who was a golden play button. Exactly, dude. Anyone can truly do anything if their heart's in it. You know, there's obviously struggles. There's obviously, like I said, different levels of differently able people that need extra support and stuff. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Nothing's impossible, dude. Look at me. I'm a fucking idiot on the internet right now. But yeah, Crystal, I'll wait for your okay, I'm going to say this one. I'm autistic. I know. I'm going to say this once. I'm autistic. I know. Okay, go ahead. Say your piece, dude. I want everyone to give their opinion. I'm going to ask you guys' opinions on the situation when we, like, near a close of the story. But I want to give my theory out first, and then we'll talk about it. So, dude, this is going like on and on here, but we'll just read the next segment, and I think we're done. Maybe we'll get through. I don't know. So, there's been heinous shit said about my wife, and I own some extremely large accounts. It baffles me that there are such trashy ass people who have significant followings. Ooh, interested. If you can't contribute anything meaningful to the conversation aside from insults, then just don't post. You mean like you shouldn't have posted that video if you didn't want the criticism? You were well within your right to post whatever you wanted. But let's not mumble up why you posted that content, right? You posted that content because you wanted to. Because you're like, ooh, this will get some clicks and views, right? Let's be fucking real for a minute. Like, if you want these big influencers that are commenting and giving you critical responses, being harsh and mean to you, if you want them to be honest, then be honest yourself, dude. That's all it takes. Was Jesse thinking he needs to get off a line because he's making Down syndrome community look bad? Well, absolutely. I completely agree. He's literally putting it in one light rather than the multi-spectrum that it is. You know? So let's just continue. On the other hand, there's been tremendous stories of people who kept their Down syndrome baby, and that's awesome. Very courageous, and they do look very happy. That's your choice, and I support it. This was ours, and we can do that. It's very easy to accept the differences between us when it has no actual bearing on your life. I'll agree with that. I will absolutely... Okay, here's the thing. Do I like what he did? No, but I agree with that. It is his decision to make. It is their decision to make. What I don't agree with is how you've gone about it, dude. And that's what most people are critiquing you on. Most people are upset with you because you turned it into content, dude. You made content out of it. Not a situation that's fucking traumatic for your wife and yourself. You didn't just go and support in the behind the scenes. You made it content, man. Because it was content for you. Smoke Elijah, you're probably fucking right. River says, it's a hard decision and I am not going... Oh, wait, let me scroll up. I just lost that. It's a hard decision. I am not going to blame someone for making that decision if they feel they need. But you don't put it on the internet. You don't make money off it. You don't do TMZ. I absolutely agree. That is my critique of the situation, right? But, and again, like the hints where they're saying, like, the day they announce it and then they also talk about it like less than a month later, like, oh, you might have Down syndrome, man. I just feel like it's a storyline, dude. Allegedly, it might be. I don't know. I don't want to believe it. I like to think everyone has the best intentions, but with his history and the way he's done content, it kind of lines up. I ain't gonna lie. What shocked me the most was... Deadscore, thank you for the fight, brother.
Deadscore donated $5. They act like they couldn't possibly handle it, but financially they're more than capable of getting help and support. To me, it just looks like they don't want the responsibility and are milking the situation for clout.
And you know what? If they didn't want the responsibility, I completely get it. It can be a different ball game. There is a chance it could be really, the child could be really low function. I don't like saying it. That's fucking disgusting. They could be really low function, and it takes a lot of time. They do have the resources to. I understand it's their right to not want to. Like I said, my whole argument is that they've made into content. They've made money off this, dude. They're making money off this. Knightmare, you literally went on the stream 2 days after, got $4,000 and said it was fake. Bro. Give me the clip. Give me the clip of saying it was fake, that you said it was fake on stream, because I couldn't find that fucking stream. I'm starting to think he's faking it. Look, I'm going to give my theory, but I want to get through this tweet first. Okay? What shocked me the most of all is this story has become mainstream news. A couple's abortion is suddenly newsworthy in 2026. You went on TMZ! I'm sorry? What? Wait, when was this posted? This was posted on the 5th. You literally... Wait, I gotta get the TMZ thing up just to see when he went on TMZ again, because I might be... Am I fucking retarded? Did he go up TMZ before this? 12 days ago, they aborted. And June the 5th... Oh my God, there's no way. Bro, there's actually no fucking way. The same day he made this tweet, he went on TMZ. The same day he made this tweet and then went on TMZ. Are you fucking for real? And all streamers making money off this, not just a dick. I mean, of course, commenting on it, there's going to be positives. I'm not monetized, so I ain't making no money on this, okay? No, I get it. Like, when content creators react to it, of course, there is, like, a wealth thing. But also, it's a public conversation that does need to be had. Where, you know, the commentary community is always going to speak about stuff like this. And I think it's a good conversation to have because it does talk about the disconnection between morals for the sake of a bag of cash. And here's the thing. Where I agree with you on that statement, I do agree with what you're saying. If the content creators don't speak about it, who will? Mainstream media? Don't they make money off fucking horrific tragedies? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's just a thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like it's. You've made a very, very good point. That's very difficult to like argue, but also like there is an argument there as well. It's one of them. We can get into it another time, motherfucker. That's a good argument, though. I ain't gonna lie. There are over 1 million abortions every single year for a myriad of reasons. This is happening on a daily basis, and it's the most common outcome for trisomy 21 or trisomy 21. I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yet this one blows up and people are surprised. Yes, because you made it into fucking content, moron. There's conversations of abortion rights and stuff from people who are pro-abortion and anti-abortion has been a massive debate going on for fucking years. It's a massive debate of fucking against women's rights and stuff like that to keep people, you know, be entitled to like look, you know, have control of their body. It's a massive rights like argument that's been going on for fucking years. You're not the one that's made it public, brother. I don't know why you're fucking acting so fucking stupid. That's the most retarded argument I've ever heard in my life. There's no way that he's just said like, oh, there's over 1 million abortions every day and abortions for this and that. Why is this one blowing up and people are surprised? What? Absolutely nice, right? I agree with you there, but I'm just like, his argument here is stupid. He's trying to bring it up as if he's like, oh, I'm the only person who's ever had an abortion that's been attacked for it. You're not, fool. There's people who literally have protested outside abortion clinics and attacked people for going in for abortions. Or try to make them feel terrible for doing so. You dumb fuck. Like, what? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Fucking retard. The reason this blew up is quite simple. It's because nobody talks about it. No, it's because you made it content. You made it content, you fool. I can't blame people for not talking about these vulnerable experiences publicly because you see the disgusting backlash that ensues. It's very divisive. Luckily, after 20 years on the internet, this is part of the course for me taking the crazies. So I'm glad I can help further the conversation. Well, I'm glad you said that. So now you've openly admitted that you've received some horrific criticism in your history of being a YouTuber. But this one somehow gets you. This one's somehow shocking to you. That you've made a bag off this situation. You went live, monetization on, and allowed people to donate to your stream to support you during the situation 2 days afterwards. You know what I'm saying? They should have said this and nothing else. Due to medical information we found out regarding our baby, we had to make a tough decision to have an abortion then after that. Absolutely. Or do you know what? They could have just not made it a conversation. And if people ask it, like, look, that is private information between me and my wife. And as a family, we've decided not to make this information public. You know? I agree with you, Nanas. It's a very fucking interesting, easy statement to make. But I genuinely think they could have just not addressed it, and like people would speculate and stuff. Fuck them, let them, right? Is that worse than what you're dealing with right now? The backlash of making this content? Yeah, I would just say we lost a baby. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, River. There's so many ways of going about it where you don't have to let... I don't know. It's so stupid, dude. That's exactly why I wanted to share this story. People still need to see vulnerability and hear the raw truth. There is real suffering going on, and it is being done in silence and fear. Now, guys, hang on a minute. He said that's why he shared this story, because of the backlash he's received and nobody's talking about stuff like this. Now, when we watched that TMZ video, which was this being posted, by the way, it was after this being posted, did he not say... Did he not say that his question of posting it wasn't a situation of like ethics as such, but whether it was going to be a net positive or a net negative? Did he say, I had to make this public because not a lot of people are speaking about this? You know, a lot of people talk about these situations, and I wanted to make our story known that this is a difficult decision, and a lot of people have to make this decision. Did he say that? I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did say that. Martin the Arts, thank you so much for popping by, bro. I know it's a bit of a gnarly subject, but I've been wanting to give my opinion on it. A lot of people have asked me over the last few days to give an opinion. So here's my stream away. Here's my hot take. Don't post or talk about your children online, whether they are born or not. Absolutely nanas. I completely agree. I understand when you've passed a certain date and you want to make like the announcement of the pregnancy public. It's very exciting. It's a celebration, right? It is a celebration. I agree with that. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. If that's what you want to do, cool. When it comes to the medical stuff, And Hushpap, you bring up an instant point, because that's exactly what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember. I was like, is there America? I can't remember if it is. America has gone through a massive situation through the states are banning abortions, and there's a lot of controversy around it, obviously, right? Doctors have been unalive the clinics. This is controversial. There's no way they didn't realize. Absolutely, dude. The talk about being pro or anti-abortion has been a huge debate going on years. Him saying that was such a stupid comment when he should have just said, I did it for content. If he had said that in his statement, I would think you're a piece of shit, but I respect you for being fucking honest at least. One thing you've done that's fucking honest. So many mothers have reached out privately commending us on our bravery to speak truthfully about this topic, and we really appreciate that support. We want you to feel less alone in this and less ashamed. Where are their names then? I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe you've touched the hearts of those people. I understand. It's a difficult decision to make. But you just use them as ammunition to counter the harsh criticism you've been given. So you've weaponized them. So you don't care about them then. You just weaponize them, right? Isn't that why you're doing it in this huge chunky statement where you have to mention your dog's stage 4 kidney failure? You know? You have to mention the horrific stuff you've had to happen to you. Pamela Brooks, thank you for subscribing. You've had to mention, oh, you know, nobody talks about this. Cindy McNee, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. I know. There's never been a more important time to speak up and out about the things that matter. Do not let the vocal minorities stop you from sharing the truth. Brother, this is not a minority that's going against you. It's not about being anti or pro-abortion. This is about what you've done and how you've situated, how you made a mockery of that situation for a fucking paycheck. To those who have been affected by this or are confronted with a similar situation in the future, we have your back, and please feel free to reach out. I'm sure this will follow us a while, especially when we try for a kid again in the near future. Now, here's a fucking stupid thing. Why the fuck would you ever say that? I'm sorry, why would you ever say you're going to try for another child? In the near future. I'm sorry. This is, again, your problem. You're oversharing. Oversharing's what got you in this trouble in the first place, dummy. The fuck? Absolutely fucking retarded, bro. And this is the continuation right here. A quick aside, be careful where you source your information online, whether it's disturbing propaganda accounts, AI, rage bait, fear, mongerers. We're living in a complicated time, and authenticity and empathy will be the most important currencies of the future. which you lack all of the above. So what is? Anyway, I can't wait to see all these words get minced and twisted again so people can grow their followings and stir outrage. Interesting that you have that as a deflect right there. It's a natural ecosystem after all. Bottom feeders have to get their meal too. Brother, you literally made content out of this before all the reactors did. Like, how could I make content out of this situation if you hadn't already made content out of this situation? Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see the fucking dumbassery? I sympathize with the situation you've gone through. I'm not calling you out for that, as I've said before. It's what you've done. It's what I'm calling you out for. Monetizing this stuff. Going and publicizing it. Going through media, public media outsources to get more people in the know of the conversation of what you've done. You've used negative publicity to try and boost yourself back into relevancy. I would say that's arguably way more moral than the people who are reacting, calling you a piece of fucking shit. Now, the people are saying, oh, you should die and stuff, again, they're taking it too far. They shouldn't go that far. Two wrongs don't make a right. But you've made this public domain. You are free for criticism now. Marsh Pit Twerker, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Unbelievable. Hopefully our story has inspired others to open up more and we can all find understanding. At the end of the day, I'm grateful that the discourse of our decision has spread so wide. It's clearly a very important and sensitive topic, one that needs to pay more attention to. Now, I will say this, if this has helped, helped people who are pregnant in similar situations to make a decision that they feel like they need to make, I love that. That's awesome. But you affected a very, very large fucking group of people by doing this way. I don't know. Thank you to everyone who's been supportive during this difficult time and defending our choice as parents. It means more than you'll ever know. Massive deflection there. Again, the majority of people are not attacking you for having an abortion, mate. They're attacking you for making it a money grab. They think that's fucking sick and twisted. You're using a human life to make a profit. That's fucked up. Also, my wife is a badass. Not only did she go through this trauma, but she's dealing with all the freaks on the internet in stride. Love you, babe. Let's look to the future. And it's a little baby emoji at the end there. Okay. Okay. Well, there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about McJuggerNuggets' YouTube channel. It's obviously got 4.3 million subscribers. And the views have been quite lackluster. You know, a lot of videos, he's only just about hitting 100K. Okay? So he just hit 79K, 106, 109, 128 there. That's interesting. And then we received devastating news. Psycho update. 166K. Now, isn't it interesting that this video that we've reacted to got posted on the 22nd of April, all right, of this year. And then there's a movie that he's made called Don't Dream About Me that got released. When did it get released? The 8th of May. Post all this situation happening. Now, could it be that he spent a considerable amount of money? This is, again, a theory, by the way, all right? Could it be that he spent this incredible amount of money on this video, but his channel is not getting the viewer engagement, it's not getting the clicks, it's not getting the revenue, so it's not getting the boost in the algorithm? Could it be that he needed a boost for this video? We're having a baby got announced right there. Nice little photos there. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Obviously, he's got his main upload there. Now, let's go to his vlog channel. Now, let's talk about some of these titles. All right? The result of our fucking baby came back. Interesting. Oh, God, where's the... Oh, so they've removed that one. There was one video where it's like, we might lose the baby. And I think he's removed it. I'm pretty sure there was one that said that. It was fucking crazy. Also, another thing. This video right here.
Glad we got to do that.
This video right here. Will McJuggerNuggets become Psycho Dad in 2026? Clickbait title, obviously. And it was released on December 31st, 2025. It's on the main channel. Okay, I'll check that in a moment. Now, again, this was before he announced it publicly and did all these things. So I find this fascinating, dude. That this baby was, you know, this unborn child was 5 months into his due date, or almost 5 months, sorry. And about 5 months ago is when you make this clickbaity title. But you wouldn't have found out then, would you? It's impossible. You would have found out what? In the same week? I don't think that's quite how pregnancy tests go. So that's before the baby could even been a possibility, right? So this is why after she took a pregnancy test. Is it though, River? Because if this baby's 4 to 5 months along, how would he know in that video? That was December 31st. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a theory. I think this was planned. He's been working a lot on his stuff, you know? It's just something isn't right about how he's been doing everything. Something really isn't right. Maybe they were trying. I mean, I get that, right? But can you get what I'm saying when, like, there's a clip of him talking about the pregnancy being fake, right? As a joke. Maybe that's a joke. Maybe it is, right? But, like, when you look at all this information stacked up, you can't help but fucking wonder, like, no wonder why people don't think this is real. And I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not going to say that, right? But there's a lot of information that kind of implies that it isn't real. That it is fake. And that's sad, man. Do you know the first person Jesse told that his girl was pregnant? One second. Let me get it up. I got to get this video because I accidentally didn't fucking save this. Do you know the first person it was that Jesse told?
With you, dude.
Let me show you. Let me show you the first person Jesse thought, I'm going to tell this person that my wife is pregnant.
Now I had to tell the most important person in the world.
I gotta share some news with you, dude.
What?
I'm gonna be a dad.
Oh. Damn.
You're like the first person I'm telling.
Even though this is our first time meeting? Damn. I'm honored to know. You just found out she's pregnant?
A little bit ago, but we keeping it secret.
I couldn't think of anyone better to share the news with than Mr. Beast, baby. I had to get Jimmy on the phone and let him know the big news because I want him to be the godfather to the child. I mean, if you're gonna pick somebody, you want it to be somebody who has a lot of money.
Not interesting that he used Mr. Beast to post a video. You know what I'm saying? He used Mr. Beast in his video to further boost in the algorithm. He might have told his parents, to be fair. He probably did tell his parents first. But I just find it really, really interesting that the first person you tell, or you publicly tell, sorry, outside a very intermediate family, because I will assume he told his family first, his parents at least anyway, is someone that you're talking to for the first time ever. It's weird, right? Like, bro, look, here's the thing. Maybe I am wearing the tinfoil hat in this one, to which fair, right? And that's why I'm not saying, like, this is 100% factual. I don't know. I'm not going to know unless he says it, right? Unless he says it, I'm not going to know. But I just think it's fucking wild. I think it's incredibly fucking baffling. This dude. And she was like overposting and like kind of sympathy baiting a little bit about the content. Jesse, June 7th, simpler times. Obviously, the Can't Keep Your Story Straight thing 22 hours ago. 5 hours ago, my wife's heart has been shattered since the amniocentesis results, which are definitive, by the way, yet it's only gotten worse. That's 5 hours ago. Is that last couple of weeks have been the hardest of your life? It's times like these where you won't be able to depend on your family for love and support. Or you want to be able to depend on your family for love and support. It's a huge post about it. You know, this stream right here, where he makes a joke about, oh, I'm glad my dad didn't abort me. I'm normal. It's interesting, man. And he's still doing regular posts. You know, June 6th, 10 years ago today, shot my father and fled to Switzerland with what I thought was 30K in cash. I've waited for another Psycho series for so many years. And then, of course, he shares New York Post. Even though, bear in mind, he made a comment about, oh, this is mainstream media. Why? Is this all you guys have to talk about? But when there's positive about him, he'll share. New York Post talks about Jesse Ridgway defending his decision to terminate wife's pregnancy after Down syndrome diagnosis. I don't want to bury my son is the quote that they use from the situation. No, River, she has apparently the abortion. The child is aborted. Has been confirmed. I try to find the whole confirmation where they say it clearly, but allegedly it is like the child's already been aborted. Oh, there we go. June 4th. This week, my wife and I made the very difficult decision to terminate the pregnancy due to trisomy 21. I cannot pronounce that word. I'm so sorry, guys. The choice was not made lightly. We really appreciate all the personal stories that you guys shared with us, especially the unconditional support we received from the fans. And it's obviously talking about people being not supportive and being upset with him and stuff like that. And he's looking at fucking, heck, thank you so much for subscribing. And he's looking obviously like the statistics and stuff, which a lot of people will use to fucking deflect arguments as well. Oh, but of course, let's we're not making content, all right? Let's just tweet the results of our fucking amniocentesis. Centesis. I don't know how to fuck pronounce the word. I'm sorry, he came back. ... And it's a screenshot of his girl in tears while he's looking fucking ominous. Interesting. Some of the comments. Don't watch it and make the money. They took their kid's life. Just need to get away a couple of days before that. It's interesting, dude. Interesting. I don't know, man. I generally don't know, dude. I just think it's fucking... My opinion, personally, I believe that they've utilized this as a way to gain said clout back and relevancy, which is why the title is McJuggerNuggets Desperation for Clout. I think when you use people like Jimmy, you know, Mr. Beast, and other influencers as well, because I'm pretty sure the video shows him reacting to a couple of influencers reacting to it and him telling them. If you go to the main channel, I thought so. May lose. Yeah, it says in the thumbnail. Yes, not the title. So yeah, the thumbnail says. Here you go, guys. It says right here. So the thumbnail is: we received devastating news, psycho update, and then it says we may lose the baby. And that's before. Like, this is the thing. Tell me you were not fucking clickbaiting for money. Why would you put that in your fucking thumbnail if this is so traumatic for you? Why would you? That does not make any sense to me. for you to be upset. You'll be upset with people giving death threats, like I said, but you have no right to be upset with how people are taking this content when you make thumbnails like these. Am I wrong? So fuck all that now. I want to know your guys' opinions on the situation. What do you think, guys? Who's also involved? Who he told? I'm pretty sure it shows him like telling Mike and a few other people and their reaction, being happy that he's, like, you know, his wife's pregnant and stuff. Which again, if that was the only thing published, it'd be like, is what it is, right? But now you look back at all this data, how they've publicized it, how they've made it content, how they've made money from it. You know what I mean? It's fucking, it's one of them. I look at it with a very critical eye now. Very rare moment where I agree with Knightmare. Well, it's true though, right? You know? Anything for a few 100,000 views. I mean, that's it, dude. People are probably boycotting his movie, and that's why it hasn't hit so far. But I genuinely think there's a possibility that he might have done it to promote that video. And if he has, then what? Then what? If that's what he's done, then we're fucked. Doug, you're absolutely right. I think he is fucked for it. Leon Kennedy said, Knightmare, I find it funny that Wings got bullied off the internet by his trolls, but McJuggerNuggets is barely getting any backlash. He's going to get a lot of gnarly trolls after him for this. And I don't think anyone should get those kind of trolls. The trolls that Wings have are fucking ruthless, and they take things way too far. Wings has done a lot of fucked up shit to get those kind of people after him. I still don't agree with the method. He has a movie. Yes, his most recent post is Don't Dream About Me full movie. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes and 43 seconds long, and it was posted literally just after we received devastating news. My take on this is what he's done is morally grey. The big mistake was speaking on such a political topic and playing the victim while somehow not being ready for the response. Absolutely. I know you missed over, so I'll just reiterate. My wife miscarried our child 2 years ago. My condolences. And this little bastard's existence is an insult to me and everyone else who didn't get the choice to bury their child. I understand. I don't understand. I haven't had to go through that, but I can only imagine, yeah. And that's another thing. You've made it the content, but there's people who have generally fucking gone for this shit and they don't want to make it content. They don't like hearing these stuff. It's traumatic for people to talk about it. He's right when he says that, but it wasn't traumatic when he was cashing in them views, right? Let's have a look at how much he may have made. Oh, well, 167K views on YouTube for vlogs. So we made anywhere between $330 to $1,400. Damn. That much? That much, dude? All you had to say was we lost a baby. It's obvious, a pathetic stunt for views. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. That's what pisses me off about it. He's spitting in the face of everyone who has lost or can't conceive for clicks and views. Absolutely. Completely agree. Knightmare, can you deep dive Mess Yourself next? For some weird reason, his name is getting a lot of people's attention and it brings a lot of money and views. Yeah, we can look into him, dude. If he's a fucking weird guy, we can absolutely look into him. Knightmare, can you check your DMs from Kayla? Okay, I'll look into it now. Give me a second. Oh, wow, that's beautiful, man. That's really sweet. I don't want to bring up any fight cam stuff, but I just want to show this. This is actually really sweet. Kalo's got a tattoo, bless him. And it says, "You matter" on the arm. This is the only time I don't see him as Fight Club. I fucking love Kalo to death. But like I don't want to talk about that community here, but that's a beautiful tattoo, man. I love that. That's so wholesome. I love Kalo, dude. I'm sorry. I fucking love this guy to death. Like, he is like one of my favorites, but I fucking love him. It is Fight Club, but I like this. This is a nice man. And also a nice break from the fucking nasty shit we've been covering today. That's a nice minute to just realize, like, you know what I mean? This is just some fucking sweet stuff. I love that, dude. Wow. Beautiful. That's just a nice little fucking break from the situation. I love the smile on his face, dude. It's so good, man. He's sick, bro. I fucking love Kalo, dude, for real. He's so dope. Still, and you know what? True. I just don't want to talk about the nature of the network or anything like that. Or anyone really is from there. But that's a nice little... I like that. That's why I showed it. But yeah, Mama Play said, my husband loved the Psycho series when he was growing up, but I've always felt weird about him. Never got a good vibe from Jesse. Well, like, I watched the fucking Psycho series when I was a kid. You know, that's what the YouTube was back then. You know, it was him, Angry Grandpa, fucking... all these other fucking rage-baity scripted things about dads punishing their kids, and you're like, as a teen or a child, you're like, that motherfucker did that, but then the child crashing it, you're like, that's hilarious, what a retard, ha ha ha, you know what I mean? That's what it was. What up, Emily? That's how it was back then. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Was that Jonah Hill?
Naz donated $5. Jesse is despicable and a piece of shit for this one, making money off this. It's sickening. My wife and I lost 3 babies to miscarriages. The things I would do to have my 3 kids. FK Jesse, love your Knightmare.
Love you, Naz. Appreciate that. Did you send a GIF? I didn't know you could do that. You can send GIFs? That's going to be fucking bad. I hope they're not customs. What up, Amagirl? What up, everyone, by the way? Hello, how are we all doing? You could pick a GIF when you donate and stream. Oh my god, no. Hopefully the select ones are not custom ones, because I can see some people fucking with me bad. So, hopefully they're select ones. Fucking, I had no idea. But no, I agree, Naz. It got a lot of people upset, and rightfully so, right? I think everyone has a right to be upset about it. T-Bree, thank you for commenting, by the way, said, as someone who has desperately wanted and has tried for a baby for 13 years, I would give anything to be able to have one. Down syndrome is not a death sentence. It makes me sad for people like me. Yeah, I know. And that's another thing as well. But it's the way that he's gone about it. Like I said, everyone has a right to go through an abortion if they so see fit. I'm not going to tell a woman what they should do with their body. I think that's fucked. It's not my decision. But I will tell Jesse that there are repercussions and consequences for his actions, and making this into content for a cash grab has consequences. You're entitled to do so. You're free to do so. It's the internet. It's a free country, right? But you're also entitled to receive consequences for the actions you commit. You know, freedom of speech exists in America. If you go up to someone and start throwing slurs at them, though, doesn't mean they're not going to punch you in the fucking face. Doesn't mean it's not going to cause a whole lot of trouble for you. Actions have consequences. You know? You stab someone, they stab you back, and you go, whoa, what the fuck's that about? Why is he stabbing me? Well, what do you mean? It's so stupid. Crystal said, that's fucked up. Innocent making autistic people look bad. I don't know what got in his head. I feel bad for who's autistic. I feel really bad for them. I feel bad for their community. Yeah, absolutely, dude. There's a ton of them. Well, I'm sure I'll find them at some point. I've had a ton of health issues. I can't imagine my mom ending me if she had access to the info beforehand. I've already had an amazingly crazy and cool life. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Like I said, it's a difficult subject. I fucking injured my ear. It is a difficult subject. You know, it's not a nice thing to go through. But dude, like, you gotta fucking talk about this shit sometimes. You absolutely have to talk about this sometimes. And especially with shit like this, and this guy is like fucking roaming around. You know, oh, woe is me. You know, like, why am I getting so much hate? There is reasons, dude. And it's because of the shit you fucking post. I understand some people cannot handle a child with disabilities. I work with children who have disabilities. Yeah, you do, yeah, I remember you telling me. It's a very hard thing to deal with every day. However, people don't publicize it like this. Abso-fucking-lutely. You know, imagine, right? Remove the fact that it's Jesse. Remove them from the equation. Imagine, your best friend now. Okay? Not an influencer. It's like, oh, yeah, me and my wife were pregnant. You're like, wow, that's amazing. Go out, you fucking celebrate your mate. Awesome. You celebrate with a mother, whatever you want to celebrate with, right? And then you're having a good fucking time, celebrating. All right? And then one day, a couple of weeks later, they go, dude, that's some horrific news. My child might potentially get some Down syndrome. I don't know if I can deal with that. And they're consoling you about it, right? And you're like, damn, that fucking sucks. And then they take action. They decide they can't deal with it. You can be there for that friend, right? They're struggling. They need your help. You're gonna be there for them, right? Whether you agree with their decision or not, you can be like, I'm agree with you. However, if that friend of yours, instead of coming to you and talking about it, talking to someone privately about a serious subject, started publicizing it on Snapchat, posts about it on Facebook, tweets about it, getting all the people that they know involved, are you going to have the same level of sympathy for them when they get backlash from people? Are you going to get backlash? Are you going to be surprised if they get backlash? Are you going to have the same level of fucking sympathy or respect to the person that made public content out of it like that? No, don't get me wrong. They're not posted on YouTube for millions of fucking clicks and views and millions of people talking about it. Absolutely not. But they're still talking about it, though, to a larger audience. And you think, why? Sympathy, emotional manipulation, emotional gratification. There's a lot of reasons why people do these type of things, right? Jesse's with all of the above and for money. That's the difference. He made money off it. He took the decision to think about it, sent it to his editor, got the results back, and then published it. I don't know, Emily. That's a crazy subject. Nanas, I know you say you have so much to say on this, but the character limit keeps getting met. If you are comfortable, Nanas, I will call you, and you don't have to have your camera on. You can keep your camera off, but you can actually give your opinion on this because you generally have a huge experience in the field with people who are differently abled. I know I have a limited experience from being a child, but I would genuinely love for you to speak on your opinion if you would like to. You don't have to if you don't want to. I thought I'd give a suggestion considering the character limit. If you say yes, I'll give you a call in Discord. You don't need, like I said, you don't need to turn your camera on or anything. We'll stay on this screen. So it's just you're just talking to the people or talking to myself. But yeah, dude, if you want to do that, we can do that. I'll wait for your response. If you're not comfortable, by the way, that's okay. I understand. You're an employee, you can talk your opinion. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nana's our number one employee. I would love to hear what Nana's has to say if she's okay with that. Yeah. So would I. You can also just send me a statement if you wish, and I'll read it out. Because you are literally a professional in the field of dealing with this stuff. And that's why I think it's important. But yeah, so she never even pregnant. It's speculated, but even if she is or wasn't, if she wasn't, then it's even worse, right? Because then it's like, damn, the entire story structure, everything's just content. But if she was, they still used it for content, and that's what's gnarly. That's what's gnarly, you know? That's what I'm not a fan of. Don't clip it, right? Goddamn. I'll send you a statement. I'm in bed. It's just fine. No worries. I appreciate you. Send me a statement. I will read it out loud. Because I do really appreciate your opinion on this, being that you are an expert in that field of dealing with people who are differently abled. So I would like that, to be fair. Natalia said, my first job was being a teacher's aide at Sunday school. Nearly half the kids in my class had some sort of special needs. They can be hard to work with, but they are people too. Absolutely. I don't think anyone's questioning if they're people or not. Don't get me wrong. Some of the statements he made about them being, considered as lower class and stuff, and a societal downfall is fucking gnarly. But I don't think anyone here is debating whether they're people, they're less people or not, or less than a person. I think the main debate is about them making the situation content, right? I'm going to see if I can find this real quick, because there is and I can't believe I didn't save it. I know it's here somewhere. He talks about them being like in society, involved in society. I gotta talk about someone as well. Asmongold. He is literally a fucking stain on humanity. I fucking hate Asmongold, dude. I genuinely can't. I've never liked him.
For their whole,
and like there's people like this that make me concerned, right? Because again, he's like avoiding the entire question that's actually being engaged about. He thinks it's just about the birth of a child, and the fact that people are upset that he's made content of it. But Asmongold's just being a twat. Look at him. Listen to this shit.
I completely supported aborting kids that will have Down syndrome. I totally support it. I think it's the right thing to do. They're going to be a burden to society. They're going to have to be taken care of for their whole life. And again, like, I understand that this is the part where a lot of the, more moral people in my audience diverge. I'm really not. I'm not. I am very much a utilitarian. I'm very pragmatic. And whenever I see people that have Down syndrome or there's something fucked up about them, this is a person that will be a constant drain on society. They will only be a drain on society. And fundamentally, it's a tragedy. It's horrible. But sometimes making that decision is a mercy.
Interesting take. Now, like, here's my repost, right? Because you're like talking about you're talking about like as a whole. When you can't really do that because there's other people, it's a spectrum, right? It's such a huge broad scale. And it's going on from, from the very like low functionality, which doesn't need a lot of assistance, to the high functionality. There are people with Down syndrome who are more qualified for higher education roles in society than you are. You are a dirty little bitch that sits in your little cove, covered in your own fucking fecal matter and shit surrounding you, moldy food, etc., streaming to an audience. I'm not going to insult your vocation. I'm doing the exact same thing myself, except I keep my studio clean. But you literally are like a gnarly fucking dude. Like, you are dirty as fuck. Like, you are hardly a living representation of a functioning societal member or member of society, right? You are not that bar, bro. Just because you think you are, because you have some money, does not mean you are a functioning member of society. I'm sorry. Like, money does not give you that fucking right to say that, okay? What I'll say is, you are a stain because the way that you are, and your opinions are hilarious when there are people who are literally fucking 10 times more qualified to work actual fucking jobs in medical science, etc., right? That have the things that you were critiquing and saying people should have bought over. You're dumb, bro. Shut the fuck up, stupid bitch. Imagine aborting Stephen Hawking. What? What? Oh, they found in his genetic line that he might get this serious fucking, this serious illness that's gonna paralyze him. Oh, well, fuck. If he's gonna get it at one point in the future, terminate, right? Do you know how much fucking science that man has brought us? What? You know how much he's impacted theoretical science? Like, you are fucking retarded. And like, again, no shitting on your vocation and what you do for an employment. You entertain people. That's amazing. I love doing it too. Much smaller audience than you, but still, I love doing that. But we are not living representatives of what fucking functional society is. And you don't get to have that fucking say, dude. Like, that's crazy. What? I mean, maybe Stephen Hawking being a board, they wouldn't be a bad thing since he was a yeah, okay. That part, I'll give you that, right? But let's talk about, like, just the bare thing of around that, not talk about that part, okay? Well, maybe, yeah, I completely forgot about that. He's a gnarly dude. But being born with that, genetic disease doesn't mean you're going to be a PDF, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't equal that, I actually did not know he was on that list, but that's crazy. Until very recently. So that's why I'm like, oh, fuck. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I just think it's fucking rich that people are giving their opinions like that. You can have your opinions, by the way. I ain't got no criticism with you having your opinions. But saying that they, like, as a whole, a burden on society is fucking cringe. Especially considering you contribute nothing. Anonymous with the $10. Thank you so much.
I donated $10.
Thank you so much. Whoever did that, I really, really appreciate you. It's much love. I agree. He did do a lot for science, or we'd be fucked without it. I mean, he's done a lot. There's also a lot of people who are like autistic, etc., right? They've done a lot for the medical field, And it's like, bro, like, what do you expect? You know what I mean? Like, there's fucking people with Down syndrome and autism that are fucking famous actors. There's people with dwarfing. Peter Dinklage, bro, has provided more entertainment for this world than you have or will in the next 10 lives. You watch Game of Thrones? What, we're going to abort him now? Like, that's crazy, dude. I think it is down to the parents what decision they wish to make, and I completely agree with that. It's upsetting to the conversation that has to be had when situations like that, right? It's upsetting that people have to go for those debates, to make that decision. It's heartbreaking. But it's up to the parents. But for a fucking greasy, fucking dirty little minge like Asmongold to say shit like that is crazy. Dumb fuck. What a dumb fuck. I can't deal with people like that. But I've never liked Asmongold. I always thought he's a fucking shit stain. But fucking congratulations, brother. You really kicked the bucket with that fucking comment, didn't you? Dumb fuck. There's fossils and burial sites that suggest societies from tens of thousands of years ago took care of their special needs relatives for their whole lives. I mean, it happens here in this day and age, It's just people get opinions like that. And I understand if you're looking at it from a really ignorant perspective, you're going to have that outcome. But, like, it just doesn't make any sense, man. Okay, there's an update. Someone sent me something on Asmongold. We're going to look into it. Apparently, he rescinds his fucking comment. I kind of want to hear the trace back.
They're farming it. I mean, this seems
Let's listen to what he says.
I'm going to be honest. This seems like kind of a weird channel. This is a really kind of weird channel. Like,
he's realizing they've used it for money.
Videos, right? I mean, like, we just needed to get away. Like, stuck in a blizzard. Will the Psycho series ever return? Will McJuggerNuggets turn into a psycho dad? The most heartbreaking gift I've ever received. This is like depression porn or something like that. Like, what kind of a YouTube channel is this? The fuck is this? Yeah, it's like a depression porn channel. What the fuck is my last video with Uncle Chris? And it's like, apparently, like, this guy's dying. Like, who would post this? Yeah, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what this is. Like, am I crazy for saying that? Like, it's so weird. What are they saying here?
21 down.
I don't know, Sterling, to be honest with you.
Genetic counseling is recommended.
That's crazy, though. It's almost as if he's realizing, oh shit, who I've just sided with is not the kind of people I ought to be siding with. The Nate Show, thank you so much for subscribing. Nanas is still typing her statement. We're going to leave her, like, continue with that, and we'll get to that in a moment when it's done. But let's listen to it more.
Pattern consistent with trisomy 21.
Look at this face of clarity this fucking retard is slowly building. You defended this.
So weird.
You defended this, Asmund. Because you chose to make an opinion before you looked at the facts.
This is like one of the weirdest and most unsettling YouTube channels I've seen in a long time. Really, like this is saying goodbye to Jenny. Like half of his videos are about somebody dying or some other type of. It's like a tragedy porn channel. 2024, the worst year of my life. The results of my MRI came back. My experience with long COVID. The results of my colonoscopy came. What the fuck? What a fucking weirdo.
Thank you. Isn't he crazy? Isn't it crazy how when you look into these things, you start to get a different fucking conclusion? Yeah, you took his side.
Like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't even know what to say. It's I've never even seen a YouTube channel like this. It's sympathy farming. Am I fully look at these videos?
People do have a right to change their opinion, Dead Score. He still has his stance on like people with Down syndrome, right? Which is one thing I really don't agree with. But he made a statement based off just a blank statement, right? Without actually doing a simple fucking YouTube search. And all he's doing is looking at a channel. He hasn't even looked at anything else. And he still realizes something ain't right. Coincidence? I think not.
Videos.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Just buzzing. Ow! Your dick's gonna dodge.
Oh my god. It's just, it's so fucking weird, man. For a person grieving the loss of their unborn child and making it an impossible decision.
Yeah, he's reading all this shit. Yeah.
He made a new tweet. He made another new tweet. So, no, so.
Come on. See you a bit.
Oh my god. I originally defended you, but after looking at your channel, it is the most demonic amalgamation.
Interesting words.
It's kind of close though, right? I mean, like for me, that's pretty good. Amalgamation of sympathy slop and let me see here, tragedy porn.
I've ever seen.
Okay, on top. I want to like we gotta go even farther.
Okay, so he wants to go even further, and that's where the little clip ends. So he realizes who he's defending is a piece of fucking shit for how they're going about things. Interesting. Interesting. He took his side without any information. He has a right to change his opinion. However, his opinions were fucking wild. It was just like shrug of the shoulder, right? Until people were like, no, you need to look into this guy. And all he did was look at his YouTube channel, look at the clickbait titles and stuff, and look at 2 tweets. We looked at a lot more to give a fair fucking analysis of what we thought was, to give our fair opinion of the situation. I showed you as much as I could get to give you guys a clear understanding of the situation. But no, everyone else is wrong, right, Asmongold? You're the fucking base one, yeah? You dumb fuck. Unbelievable, dude. A lot of people can do that until they actually look. I agree with you. I don't like this guy, though. It's not the first time he's done shit like this, and it won't be the fucking last time. I genuinely cannot stand that dude with a fucking pulse. But it is what it is. But anyway, guys, you've given your opinions. I appreciate every single one of them. We're still waiting on Nanas. When Nanas submits what she's typing, we're going to read that. Okay. It's literally just been submitted. So we're going to read what Nana says right now. Nana's it works in a profession where she deals with people who are differently able, by the way. So she is a professional in this field. So we're going to have a look at what she has to say because I do really appreciate an actual professional speaking on the topic. So So Nana's posted, I do not hold judgment against them for getting an abortion if they do not believe they can properly care for a child with disabilities. It's a very tough thing to do, though every child is different. They could have had a child who is high functioning and they could possibly live an amazing and beautiful life where they don't need as much support as others. However, the other side of this is there are children who need a lot of support. My job is to teach children with disabilities life skills, communication, and help them to learn how to function in everyday life. Today at work, I had a client who went into a maladaptive behavior for an hour. During this hour, they had to be moved to our safety room because they were displaying self-injurious behaviors and aggressive behaviors towards the employees. It took us that entire hour to figure out the whole situation was because they wanted to eat a snack and the room that they were in was too warm. They didn't know what to tell us. Now, they can be taught to tell us these things, but sometimes we don't know the reason for their behaviors. Sometimes they go on for months or years without us knowing why the behaviors are happening. It's a very mentally straining situation to deal with. I think that them choosing to get an abortion rather than having the child and resenting it is a very realistic decision to make. I absolutely agree. Where the issue comes in is that they have taken this decision onto the internet to post on YouTube, then doubled down on it and made terrible comments about it. People who make decisions like this typically will feel guilty about it and keep it to themselves, even mourn the child. From what I've seen, it looks like this guy is making a whole situation a joke. It's very disheartening to see. I just don't think he's prepared in any way to be a parent. Anybody who's thinking of having a child should go into it knowing there's a possibility of that child having disabilities. If they cannot handle the idea of their child possibly having these said disabilities, then they should consider their abilities to raise a child. Heavy statement, but I absolutely fucking agree with you. And I appreciate you sending that, by the way. Thank you very much. And that means a lot. Did anyone see what Ricky Berwick sent to McJuggerNuggets? Oh, that's another fucking situation as well. You know? Let's go into Ricky Berwick, actually. Because Ricky Berwick is a phenomenal entity. He's a very lovely dude as well, by the way. I've spoken to him very briefly. He's a really, really nice guy. Let me see if we can find what he said. YouTuber Jesse Ridgway and his wife abort their child after finding out the baby was crippled. It's what he posted.
Result, I have to download the official.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Now, Ricky is going to make this very satirical, by the way. I already know, because that's how Ricky does his content when it comes to stuff like this. He likes to put a satirical twist because that's how he deals with his shit and does his thing, all right?
It's your old pal here, and we're having a baby! Yay! Here we go. So we're going to see the result. I have to download the official report. Abnormal insight result. Showed
you're good, Nanas.
21 signals consistent with trisomy 21
you're
Down
fine.
syndrome.
I appreciate
Pattern
you.
consistent
Thank you
with
for sharing that
trisomy
statement,
21.
though. Oh my god, Ricky.
Why are they crying?
Not the result we wanted to see, guys. I started to get kind of a not good feeling.
Oh my god.
There, Joey's your old pal McJuggerNuggets here, and we're having a baby!
Ricky. Mr. Berwick. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I can't believe you just did that. Oh my fucking god, bro. Ricky, bro. That's crazy. Why would you do that? I told you he would do a satirical twist on that thing. I told you he would do it. That's how he does this like cope stuff. That's how he deals with negativity. Because don't forget, this statements, what they're saying affects people like himself. You know, it affects the community he's from. You know? So it's one of them. I'm glad it was, yeah. Well, Ricky, I'm not going to tell Ricky how to deal with shit like this, you know? He ain't affecting me or the statements they're making. I'm just ADHD, you know? But fucking, you know, for example, like Ricky and stuff, like it's generally affecting people like himself. And like, he's lived, I would say that he would consider he's lived quite a fruitful life, no? He gets to make the comments he wishes to make. That is what it is. But with that being said, guys, we're coming to the end of the show. We're fucking done. Now, this was obviously a very touchy subject to deal with, and I'm sorry we had to cover it. But I had such strong opinions on it, and I didn't know how to really go about talking about it. And I was like, you know what? Let's just get all the clips we can get, put all the information into one solid fucking brain right here, and talk about it with you guys so I can hear your opinions and experiences on it. And it's great because we got to see Nana's professional statement on it. A lot of you guys spoke about your history with this stuff. A lot of people spoke about potentially being parents and giving their insight in it, which I really do appreciate, because it builds a bigger picture for myself as well as other people watching who haven't had to go through these things. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate you guys being brave enough and kind enough to share your stories with us and your experiences. Yeah, sorry, Cindy Bias. We are in, I know that's all the video. I'm confused. But yeah, dude, I guess we're done for the day. Now, tomorrow, we got a little bit of fun stuff we're going to be covering. And then we're going to be, I don't know. We're going to be playing some of Last of Us, dude. So that's going to be fun. But that's it, dude. We're good. The show's over. The show is over. So thank you, everyone, to support it. Stuck around me while I tried to explain the story. Hopefully, beyond the subject, you enjoyed how we covered this kind of topics in general. Obviously, it's not my big field. I am trying to learn. Hopefully, I gave you enough insight onto the situation and subject matter where you could formulate your own opinions. And if not, I apologize, and I'll try to do something better. If you could, let me know what you thought in the comment section and tell me what I could have improved on if you didn't like it. But yeah. So, with that being said, time to end the stream. Thank you so much for everyone's time and patience. Appreciate you watching. Thank you for liking the stream. Yeah, we're good. Have a good one, guys. Wait, can we redirect? Is anyone live right now? Can you redirect to us? I'm looking now. Oh, Billy's live, dude. Hell yeah. We're going to redirect to Billy. Say hello to Billy. Pass him my love. Say that you've been sent by the Knightmare clan. But no, enjoy Billy, dude. I love his content. I've been watching it quite regularly. So enjoy it. Have a good time. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Peace.